I guess let's just get started. So first hand, we will take a look at a club contract. Looks like finally, north-south, this might be the first time ever that we've done these, have most of the values. So we'll give north declarership and take a look and see what these contracts end up looking like. So in a club contract, I guess technically North can pick up. Oh my god, I did it again. I gave North declare, but then I didn't let them play the contract. Okay, we'll try again. Oops. That's fine. That's fine. Here we go. Okay, so technically declare can pick up the club suit. They can lead the jack on the first round. I mean, if it holds, fine, then club to the 9, then club to the queen. And if the jack gets covered by the king and ace, then declare can lead a club, like 6 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 9, and then cross back and finesse the 10 of clubs on the way back using the 4 in North's hand. So that 2 of clubs, kind of an unfortunate spot card for West. They have no club tricks. So does this mean that North-South can make 5 clubs because they lose no clubs, they lose no diamonds, they just lose 1 spade and 1 heart? I think that might be the case. So this might actually be a relatively boring hand to look at, but I mean, it is kind of interesting being able to recognize the club suit can be played for no losers. Just got to pin that 7 of clubs on the first round by leading the jack. Which is kind of interesting. I mean, if we think about this club suit in isolation, we could talk about like the percentage play in the club suit for 4 tricks. And I don't think that pinning the singleton 7 or 8 would be the best plan. I mean, like it could be, but then you probably wouldn't hook on the next round if West plays the 2 underneath. Well, you wouldn't take a deep finesse, that is. So, okay. Well, I mean, we can check with double dummy, but yeah, North is going to make 5 clubs on this hand. So, for example, if East were to say lead a heart, declare can take the finesse. This will lose. West can play back a heart, let's say. Declare can win. Lead the jack of clubs to the king and ace. Cross back in hearts. Lead another club. West should probably cover, otherwise declare has an easy time pulling trumps. To the 9. And then declare could just cross in diamonds, for example, to take a club finesse. West will play low, declare takes the hook, pulls the last trump. They still have the ace of diamonds as a stopper, knock out the spade ace, and their jack of hearts is a winner. So pretty simple. A couple of other possible lines of play a declare could take there, but that one is easy enough. Let's look at the diamond contract. Maybe this one will be more interesting. I mean, definitely the more high card points that one side has versus the less another side has, sometimes these hands become a bit less interesting to analyze, but there's often still going to be something fun to look at. So in a diamond contract, it does appear that East-West have a natural diamond trick, at least. I mean, declare can pull 3 rounds of trumps, but eventually East's 4th trump is going to stand up, thanks to the fact that West has the 9 of diamonds. So there is a heart, a spade, and a diamond to lose, definitely for North-South, but that might be it. Yeah, this one also doesn't seem that interesting. Because East doesn't have an entry. So, like, if East were to lead a club, declare should cover. And then if Declare were to give West 2 entries, like if Declare were to say take a heart finesse now, and West wins, well, now West can give their partner 2 club ruffs. They can get in with the Heart King, give a club ruff, get in with the Spade Ace, give another club ruff. And so that would be 4 tricks for the defense, a heart, a spade, and 2 clubs. But because East doesn't have a way to pull the 4th round of trumps, Declare can actually just pull trumps themselves to prevent this idea of East getting a second club ruff. And so I don't know what Declare should pitch from their hand. I mean, I don't think it really matters. Like, let's say they discard a club. Now Declare can work on setting up their hearts and spades. And so they could, for example, just like lead the Jack of Spades, play another spade. West could win. West could like play back a club. It doesn't really matter. Declare can take the finesse. I mean, if East ruffs, it doesn't really help them. And if East discards, so be it. Then Declare could, I guess, play the King of Spades to pitch a club. And now knock out the King of Hearts. And West gets in. And once again, East can't pull trump and get over to cash their spades. So Declare is going to end up making 4 from here. So again, maybe not the most interesting hand to analyze, and that's okay. If this one is not that interesting, we can certainly grab another one and take a look. Let's look at the heart contract for North-South. So now a club lead actually does allow West to give their partner club ruff, but it feels like it's still going to be 10 tricks because in the previous example, East had a natural trump trick. They didn't get a club ruff, but they did get their natural trump trick. Here, East isn't going to get a diamond trick. There's just not going to be time for them to get diamonds, but they can get a club ruff. So I don't think the defense can do better. I mean, if it goes club, jack, king, ace, if Declare takes a heart finesse, okay, West can win club ruff, spade to the ace, club ruff, but Declare could go ace of hearts and a heart. And now East only has 1 more trump left. So I think this is just going to be 10 tricks. Again, maybe not that interesting of a hand to take a look at. Spade opening lead would also work. West could win the ace of spades and then switch to a club away from the king 10. Not the easiest defense to find, of course, when your partner forgets to lead their singleton. So 10 tricks here in a heart contract. Let's look at spades. I'm still hopeful that we're going to find something very interesting on this deal, but time is running out. So, I mean, East-West can pull trumps, right? They go ace and a spade, and eventually East-West are going to then get 3 spade tricks, because Declare could pull a 3rd round of trumps, and a heart. And that looks like it. Declare has plenty of entries to hook the clubs. Is it better for East to go after setting up a diamond trick? Like, for example, if East leads a low diamond at trick 1, Declare could win the jack, and I guess get to work on the club suit themselves, because East will be ruffing with natural trumps anyway. But we can't let East ruff 3 clubs in their hand. So Declare does need to be a little bit careful about how they handle this, right? So diamond lead, Declare wins the jack, jack of clubs, king, ace. And now Declare, say, takes a heart finesse. Okay, West wins. And I suppose we want West to continue attacking diamonds to try and set up a diamond to force out another one of North's high trumps. Because if East-West are able to play a fourth round of diamonds to force North once, then East gets an extra trump trick, which is kind of all they're looking for, right? They would end up getting a heart and 4 spades instead of a heart and 3 spades. And here, I mean, unlike in the diamond contract, for example, because East has long spades, like, I don't think Declare can afford to just, say, pull trumps. Like, lead the Jack of Spades. Let's say West ducks one round. I don't think it really matters, and then wins the second round. And then plays back a diamond. Because I think Declare is a little bit slow on setting up their tricks. Like, if they pull one more round of trumps and then, say, take a heart finesse, West wins, but now West can play back a diamond, and East now has a natural diamond winner set up because Declare isn't able to ruff. I mean, the defense was able to play 3 rounds of diamonds. So yeah, I don't think Declare can waste time in pulling trumps themselves. So getting back to this idea of a diamond lead, I think Declare does need to work on clubs immediately. So club goes to the ace and then continue setting up their side suits. Like take a heart finesse, for example. West can win and West can play back a diamond. And now, I do just want to stare at this for a minute. Because this is a position that I think Declare would end up reaching for the most part on this hand. I mean, granted, no one's going to play in a 3-2 spade fit, but this is kind of all forced. And now the question is just like, can Declare do something from here to avoid getting forced with a 4th round of diamonds? The answer might be no. So, like, for example, Declare could say cross and hearts and take a club finesse with East ruffing, and now East can play another diamond. Declare could win, and they have to decide what to discard. I mean, they could discard the 4 clubs or a heart, but the problem is that if we play another club, well, East is going to ruff, and now they actually do get to force the North hand. They can play back the 10 of diamonds, North will ruff. I mean, it might even make sense for West to ruff with the 3 of spades, for example, forcing North to ruff with the queen, just in case Declare had unblocked the heart suit, and so that they wouldn't be able to like ruff with the 2 of spades and then ruff the 4th round of hearts with the Jack of spades in this case. And now the defense just comes out on top because Declare can cash a heart, but there's no way to get more than one more trick from here. Like if we lead a club, I mean, if North ruffs with the 2 of spades, East over ruffs and then pulls trumps. If North ruffs with the King of spades, so what? Then West's ace 10 of spades will be sitting over the Jack 9. So I think yeah, I think this hand is just toast for Declare. East-West do get to play enough diamonds if he leads one at trick 1 to force North to ruff once. So East-West are going to get the King of Hearts and either 4 spade tricks or 3 spade tricks and a diamond trick, depending on whether or not Declare pulls trumps. So that sounds like making 2 for north-south does seem to be what's going to happen. And in fact, the only lead that allows it to make 3 is the singleton club. I guess it's not so obvious to me that a spade lead works, but maybe the point is that East-West have time to switch to diamonds after a spade lead to the ace. Heart lead is a little bit more surprising. Actually, I am curious enough to take a look at both of these other leads. Like, on a heart lead, I would have assumed Declare had plenty of tempo then to set up their own tricks. So a heart to the queen and king. And I assume West has to switch to diamonds to start building their side's diamond trick. So diamond to the queen. And now let's say Declare leads the jack of clubs to the king and ace. Crosses back in hearts. And takes another club finesse with East ruffing. East now returns a diamond. Declare cashes another heart. Takes another club finesse. Yeah, and it does look like the defense... Well, the defense is going to come out on top for a different reason here. I mean, I guess they could play back a diamond, but like they could also just play a spade over to the ace and get another club ruff. And this is what I think I had mentioned a while back, that if East gets an extra club ruff, then they hold Declare to 8 tricks. The defense would end up getting 3 club ruffs, the ace of spades and the heart king. And so that's exactly what happens here. Maybe Declare could have avoided like this exact problem happening, but if they tried to pull trumps, then it would give the East-West enough time to force them in diamonds. So yeah, it looks like there's plenty of time to make this defense happen, but obviously a diamond opening lead is the easiest. I am curious about the club lead though. So why does this allow Declare to make 3? Because like, I mean, why can't the defense just do the same thing? Like heart to the queen and king, and West switches to diamonds. And Declare takes a club finesse. And East plays back a diamond. And so Declare can't cross in hearts and take a club finesse, because then East will ruff. Eventually West gets in with the ace of spades and another club ruff happens. And if Declare tries to pull trumps, don't they get forced? Like West wins the ace here and then plays back a diamond. Declare can, say, pitch the 4 of clubs. But now if Declare pulls 2 more rounds of trumps, East gets to ruff in eventually and cash the diamond 10. And if Declare, say, forces East by playing like a club to the queen, well, East just ruffs and then forces the north hand with the 10 of diamonds, and East will score another trump. And I mean, in fact, that would even be worse for Declare, because now on the 10 of diamonds, West can throw a heart, for example. North will ruff, and then, I mean, I guess they don't have to. Declare could pitch a heart, but Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. Like, this would be bad because now the 10 of diamonds just took a trick. So it's actually not that obvious to me how to make 9 tricks from here. Like, what am I missing? I wonder if there's some weird point where if I can play the 13th card and pitch a club, I can get a club ruff in South's hand. So like heart to the queen and king. We said West returns a diamond to start trying to force Declare, build up their side's diamond trick. So Declare wins. Let's say takes a club hook, forcing East to ruff. East ruffs, plays a second diamond. Declare wins. Plays... No, but this is silly because the king of diamonds were just going to pitch a club from North's hand, so like having the 13th heart is kind of irrelevant. We don't get to ruff a club in South's hand anyway. I don't know. Unless I mistimed something on the previous line of play, like heart to the queen, West wins, plays a diamond, Declare wins. Club hook, forcing East once. Another diamond, Declare wins. Now a spade to start pulling trumps. Let's say West ducks. Another spade to start pulling trumps. West wins and then plays a third round of diamonds. Declare can pitch a club, but East will eventually get in and play a fourth diamond to force North. So I don't know. I feel like I must be missing something obvious as usual. These hands tend to always be around just like timing things well, and I do not see it. I can give it another minute or two. I mean, this was a pretty simple deal until we got to spades, so let me stare at this. Okay, let me try and count some tricks for a second. 3 diamonds, 1 club, 2 hearts is 6 tricks. So to make 3, we would need 3 spade tricks. Well, we can take 2 by ruffing with the king and queen of spades in North's hand. The problem is that South is left with the jack 9 and West will have the ace 10 sitting over. So I thought I was onto something, but I don't think I am. I was wondering if I could score 3 spade tricks separately, but I don't think that's possible. Yeah, in the fourth round of diamonds, West can always ruff with the 3 of spades. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna figure this one out. This is a really tough problem. So, I mean, it's probably not gonna be tough, but I do not see it. So let's take a look. Declare needs to pull trumps. I did not think that pulling trumps actually worked. Because West gets to switch diamonds. Okay. They take the hook, they play back a club. Fine. East ruffs and plays another diamond. And now Declare pulls the third trump. Okay. Oh, and we just don't take the heart finesse. We play a heart to the ace. Oh, yeah. I started seeing this midway through the line. But yeah, I mean, it's all about managing when East gets in with their entries. Because here, if we let West in, West can play a third round of diamonds. So the problem is actually taking the heart finesse in this spot. This gives West an entry so that they can play back a diamond, forcing out the diamond trick, and then that'll set up East diamond while they still have a spade entry. But instead, if we win the ace of hearts, then we can take a club hook and okay, if East ruffs, that's great because now when East plays back a diamond, they have no more entries to their long diamond. So instead, if East were to say discard heart, that's fine. Now we play another club and East is kind of caught in this bind. If they discard a heart, well, fine. Now we actually just play a heart and East is gonna end up, well, like we get the jack of diamonds eventually, is I guess the point. And if East were to say ruff this club, then once again we're in this position where like we score the jack of diamonds, but now we can actually set up a heart trick because East doesn't have an entry to their long diamond. So yeah, interesting hand. And I guess the point on this last example after the club lead is that we just need to be careful about when we give entries to different opponents. I mean, like I said before, timing. It's always timing. Timing is such a difficult concept in declare play. Like, when do we lose tricks and who do we lose them to is such an important thing to consider. So, difficult double dummy problem, but yeah, I mean, I think I was blinded a little bit by like, we want to knock out the King of Hearts as early as possible so that we maintain communication. It's usually a good idea to lose your tricks early. But more important was making sure that that West didn't get in with the Heart King to play a third round of diamonds. So, cute hand. Let's look at no trump. Okay, one no trump, huh? So again, East doesn't really have an entry to spades, meaning that leading spades and setting them up is not going to be productive. Declare does have entries to the south hand to take 3 club finesses. They have 2 hard entries and a diamond entry if necessary. And they can knock out the King of Hearts. They can knock out the spade ace. So this also feels like 11 tricks are going to be possible. I think it's going to be the same thing as we saw in the club contract, that Declare just uses a couple of hard entries to lead the jack of clubs, lead the 6 of clubs, take club finesses, and set up their side suit winners. So Not that challenging of a deal, I would say, in terms of no trump analysis. This was pretty quick. Let's do one more. All right. This could be interesting. 13 opposite 9, so I guess we'll give east-west declarership on this hand and see how it goes. It feels like this might be a more interesting hand to analyze than the previous one. I mean, especially because of this diamond situation in a club contract, South can over-ruff if Declarer tries to ruff a diamond in East's hand. But also, I guess there is this 4th round of hearts that can set up for a discard. So it does look like East-West can make 11 tricks and clubs because Declarer could just, for example, let's say there's a diamond lead. I mean, I think this is going to be the most taxing lead for Declarer to deal with, but they can win the king of diamonds, preserving the ace. They can lead a heart, and if South takes the ace of hearts, then Declarer actually has communication in the heart suit. South could, for example, play back a diamond, but now Declarer could just pull trumps 4 rounds and then play 4 rounds of hearts to ditch a pointed suit loser from West's hand. And instead, if South ducks the ace of hearts after a heart to the 10, now Declarer can pull trumps and use the ace of diamonds eventually as an entry to the hearts after knocking out the heart ace. So just jack of clubs, another club, and then pull trumps and lead king of hearts and a heart and use the ace of diamonds as an entry to get over there. So it does seem like 11 tricks in a club contract. Again, maybe not too difficult to analyze that one. Let's look at a diamond contract, though. This could be a little bit interesting. So, in diamonds, Eric, you didn't see that you could force communication in hearts before playing trumps, so you thought there were entry issues. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there are so many reasons to try this exercise, but it forces you to think about just every aspect of like how to manage entries and time things and pick up suits. You know, even if it's not like the single dummy plan in a suit, you can look at the double dummy plan and think, well, in the future, if I happen to know that the suit splits 5-1, now I've figured out how to pick up a 5-1 split in this suit. And on the previous board, like the stiff 8 or 7 of clubs was another example of that, where if you know clubs split 4-1, probably is best to lead the jack, and then hope to pin a singleton 8 or 7, or 10. Okay. So in a diamond contract, I'm guessing North leading a high diamond is probably best for the defense. Trying to pull trumps to prevent spade ruffs, right? And so East-West can definitely get a spade ruff, like diamond around to the king, spade, diamond around to the ace, spade ruff. So that would give, did I say the defense? East-West. So they would get 2 top diamonds, they would get a spade ruff, and then they would also get 2 hearts, and that's it. So it sounds like North-South make 8 tricks, and they beat 1 diamond by 2 tricks if they do that. Probably also not much to this one. Like, there's no way to discard a heart from North's hand. South's clubs are no good. Spades are 4-4. So, yeah, it's looking like down 2 is pretty likely. And I mean, due to the fact that there's a spade ruff coming, even a low diamond is good enough to hold Declarer to 8 tricks. Yep, not much to the diamond contract. Let's look at hearts. The classic question, can we make a game in the 4-3 fit? I don't know. So what's the best defense? I mean, I think generally the best defense, if against these 4-3 fits, is to like force someone once and then pull one round of trumps. And that's sometimes overwhelming. So like maybe 2 rounds of spades to force West once, and then like duck a heart. Or maybe we duck a heart first and then play 2 rounds of spades. I'm not sure exactly. I do know that North doesn't really have any entries. So if North doesn't lead a spade, then... Oh, we can't make game because spade over club rough, heart over club rough. That's true. So there are 4 tricks on defense for North-South. I was going to say if North doesn't lead a spade, then declare with the, not declare, dummy with the jack of spades might actually have some weight to it, with South being forced to lead spades from their side. But I guess that's not entirely true. There are club roughs available. I mean, it's definitely possible for North-South to get 5 tricks if they take 3 spade tricks, the ace of hearts, and a club rough. So that could happen. Like, for example, I mean, I don't think that this will be the best line of play, but if declare were to say, win the heart lead and lead a spade, and South wins, and like gives their partner club rough, and then North plays back a spade, and declare roughs, and now declares like, I'm going to pull trump, so they lead the king of hearts. Well, now South wins the ace of hearts and cashes the ace king of spades, and that's 5 defensive tricks. I mean, I don't think that this is the best play for declare, but like a lot of this was pretty forced, right? Up until this point, all of these plays were effectively forced. So it seems like declare's only option at this point, because they can't really play clubs, North would get another rough. And if they cross in diamonds, I mean, I guess maybe North should split their diamond honors, not that it really matters. And rough a spade, well, they don't have another entry back to East's hand to start pulling trumps. I mean, I guess they can go king of diamonds, diamond rough. And South discards. And then pull a round of trumps. And I guess this is good enough, right? Because this pulls another round of trumps. South can cash the ace of spades. But whatever South does now, declare, can just pull the last trump and then cash a couple of clubs. So it looks like 9 tricks is going to happen. And I think going back to what I would say are my instincts on some of these hands for the best defense is, I did mention this at the start, like if you can pull 1 round of trumps and force one of the hands once, that tends to be really strong defense against these contracts. And so even here, despite North-South just being able to take the first 4 tricks, they could also do this, slightly alternative line of defense. So I think 9 tricks is available. Can't the defense overrough a diamond and take another club rough? Oh. Yes. I didn't think about that. But yeah. Yeah. Hold on. So this was duck a heart. Let's pause for a sec, because play a spade, right? Because declare needs to get spade roughs. Like if declare were to continue pulling trumps here, South would just duck again. And Now if Declare played another round of trumps, well, South would win. Oh, but see, this is where the Jack of Spades comes into play. Yeah, this is actually where the Jack of Spades comes into play because South can only cash 3 spades now. Ooh. Okay. Okay, we'll come back to this thought. But the line that we were just looking at, yeah, I totally missed this, was spade, and South then forces Declare with the ace of spades. And so we already saw what happens if they return the king of hearts. I mean, South wins, gives their partner club ruff, and then they have 2 more spades to cash. Like king of hearts round to the ace, and then club ruff, spade over. So instead, if Declare tries to ruff a spade and then return to their hand with king of diamonds, diamond ruff to pull trumps, South can overruff this, cash a spade, and then give their partner club ruff. Wait. This is still 9 tricks. Yeah, I think the club ruff came at a different moment in the other line. So this is 9, right? But it also looks like Declare just has an easier plan. Because if a heart wins, Declare can just pull trumps. And then even play a third trump because the Jack of Spades is a stopper. South can cash 3 spades, but that's it. So I think that there are 9 tricks available to Declare on this hand, and it looks like that is indeed correct. So kind of a couple of interesting plans here. Actually, apparently the defense can come out on top if Declare does lead a spade. I thought that it was... I mean, I thought this was going to be best defense, but I didn't exactly see how the defense was going to come out on top. So a diamond over, Declare ruffs a spade, and then goes king of diamonds. So why do I feel like we just looked at this? Oh. There's a second spade entry. I cashed the king of spades earlier. I don't know why I did that. I was just like, oh, give me that trick. Yeah. There's a second spade entry. There we go. Okay. Very good. Excellent. I was just very excited as South to take our spade tricks when we got in, but yeah, that was silly of me. Okay. So yeah, 9 tricks do appear to be available, though. Declare can just pull trumps, which is a simple plan, keeping that Jack of Spades as a stopper. It's probably not the best plan single dummy, because, I mean, you don't really expect someone to have all of the ace, king, queen of spades here, but they do this time. All right, let's look at a spade contract. So North on lead, spade over, club ruff. Let me think about this for a second. Probably best for North to lead the diamond queen and try and set up some diamonds. I mean, if North's diamonds get set up, then North-South are going to take a lot of tricks. It's like diamond lead, Declare wins, knocks out the heart ace. South can give their partner club ruff. Maybe it's not best for South to give North a club rough. Maybe it's best for South to just continue playing another diamond after the Ace of Hearts gets knocked out. I mean, East-West on the surface only have 4 tricks. They have 2 hearts and 2 diamonds to take. But they can force North in clubs, and North is the one with the entries to the diamond suit. So I mean, if Declare can pull trumps, then North's diamonds get isolated. Like, if East is able to pull 4 rounds of trumps, I mean, West is declaring, but whatever. So, like, if on the spade lead, South, say, plays back... I'm just going to give a silly example. South plays back a heart. Declare could win, pull another round of trumps, and now it's too late for North-South to switch to diamonds. Oh, that's not even true. It's actually not too late, because Declare can pull 1 more round of trumps, but then they don't have a hand reentry to East's hand. But I mean, okay, fine. I guess it is kind of over at this point, because South plays another diamond, and okay, I mean, Declare can lead the King of Hearts, and, like, let's say that gets ducked, and another heart. And now South can give their partner club rough, but on the next diamond, it's not like this is a winner. East can rough, and fine, South can over rough, but that's the last trick that North-South get. So this doesn't look like the right... I mean, obviously that's not the right defense, but that's just an example. If North-South are too slow at setting up diamonds. So instead, like, let's say... Let's say North leads the Diamond Queen at trick 1. I mean, Declare could win the ace and immediately take a club finesse, I suppose, to try and get rid of North's diamond threat. Declare could try and pull trumps themselves. Lead a spade. I mean, like, here's the problem if Declare gets lazy. Let's say Declare leads a heart. The South wins. Another diamond comes back. Now South, like, starts trying to pull trumps. I know, this is a pretty foolish line of play. Well, now a club rough and a diamond. Okay, if East never roughs, West is out of trumps, so East should rough this. It gets over roughed. Now another club rough. Now another diamond. And North-South are just, like, scoring all of their trumps separately. Like, East roughs this trick, South over roughs, and then another club. Another diamond. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. But North-South basically get all of their trumps separately. So that was 8 tricks for North-South, and we had said that North-South basically have, what, 4 spades, 2 club roughs, and the Ace of Hearts off the top. So that's 7. I guess it's, like, not... So I suppose the answer is going to be 7 tricks then for North-South, right? Because, of course, they could just go, like, spade to the 10, club ruff, heart to the ace, club ruff, ace, king, queen of spades, and then they're out of tricks for 7. And in the meantime, on 2 rounds of diamonds, Declare can just pull 2 rounds of trumps themselves. And so even though North's diamonds get set up and North-South then get to basically like cross ruff, it comes to the same number of tricks. North ends up getting 2 club ruffs because Declare's pulled 2 rounds of trumps, and South ends up getting all 4 of their spades as well as the ace of hearts. So it looks like down 1 is the number on this deal. It turns out it is a somewhat boring down 1, but it was worth looking at what happens if North sets up diamonds. Down 1 is good bridge. That's true. Yeah, just playing the opponent's 4 forfeit, and sometimes you go down 1. All right. No trump. Is this one interesting? I mean, maybe more interesting with South on lead, but probably not much. I think this is just going to be 5 tricks for North-South on a spade lead. Declare has 6 clubs and the ace, king of diamonds to go, so that's just going to be 8 tricks off the top. Yeah, really nothing to it on this deal. Only a spade lead. Otherwise, Declare can knock out the heart ace for an extra trick. So, okay. Well, 2 kind of short examples, and I mean, there was stuff worth exploring in there. Let's go ahead and take a look at a bidding hand and see, is this hand interesting? North has a strong hand, so maybe let's look at it at least for a moment and see. Otherwise, we can redeal. North has a 2 club opener Kappa. Yes, they do. They absolutely have a Kappa 2 club opener. So 2/1, North will open a diamond. South will bid 1 spade. What does North do over diamond to spade? Do we have a slam try or no? Yeah, well, 4 diamonds is the question. Like, do we have a slam try or not? So to me, I haven't defined this 4 diamond bid. Maybe I should spend a moment to think about how I would define 4 diamonds. It's probably helpful to define it in terms of I think there's a couple ways to define it. Maybe a picture bid would be one good way to do it. So if the king of clubs is in the spade suit, then 4 diamonds would be a good bid, because like that would, all of our values are in the 2 suits. So I think that would make sense. Another way to do it would possibly be in terms of loser count. So I don't know what the cutoff would be, right, in terms of loser count. Like, technically, this hand has 1 more loser than putting the king of clubs in the spade suit, but should there be a range on it? Should it be like 3 to 4 losers? Like a 3 to 4 loser hand? Is that what we want for this bid? Should it be more like a 2 to 3 loser hand? I don't know. But it should be very specific, right? Like I don't think you can do it if we have this hand or we have the same hand with like one more heart and one fewer diamond. Like, I think those hands are just too far separated to be a useful bid, because then our partner won't be able to evaluate, right? Like, our partner needs to be able to bid key card over this bid. That's the only real way that they have of making progress. I mean, they could make some sort of last train sometimes, but like, depending on which minor we have and which major has been bid, sometimes that's not possible. So like, this bid takes up such an enormous amount of room. We need it to show a very specific hand type so partner knows what to visualize when they're thinking about bidding key card and counting out how many losers they have. So yeah, I'm really just not sure that this hand is it. I think the way I would define it is probably a picture bid. That, you know, maybe the typical example is ace king queen fourth, stiff doubleton, ace king queen sixth. Let's say that hand, right? Like that hand to me is a hand that would want to bid 4 of a minor. And so if we have something that resembles that hand, then I think it's okay. Like, you know, in this case, ace king fourth stiff, ace king queen seventh stiff. I would say that's effectively the same as that other hand type. They're both 3 loser hands, right? But this hand feels like it's just too far separated from that other one. Like, I mean, imagine if partner had the ace of hearts, right? With this same hand, they probably should feel somewhat comfortable bidding key card with their hand, expecting us to have this like ace king fourth, you know, whatever in the minor, in the round suits and solid diamonds. And then it turns out we're just too high, because we could be off the club ace as well as 2 spade tricks, for example. And of course, we're off 2 key cards, so we're not playing slam anyway. So yeah, I mean, I think this hand is not a 4 diamond bid, but I really don't know how to describe it. The 4 diamond call. I think it's an interesting conversation to have with a partner, but I don't know the way that most people play it. To me, probably picture bid and very specific range, you know, focusing on like 6-4s with ace king queen in both suits would be, I would say, a pretty narrow range for that sort of thing. So I mean, okay. I think that there is an alternative, and maybe this is what some people do. I think it's very wrong to play it this way, but I think some people will say, well, my hand is worth a game force. I agree. And therefore, like 4 diamonds is a descriptive hand that is game forcing, showing my diamond suit. And I think that just leads to way too narrow of a range. Or, sorry, way too wide of a range for this type of bid. Because if you're going to bid 4 diamonds on this hand and you're going to do it with ace king queen fourth, like stiff, ace king queen sixth doubleton, your partner just has no idea what's going on. That's my take on it. But maybe that's what other people do. So, I mean, we could look at both, like 4 diamonds, 4 spades. I mean, like, I don't think that it really matters. However the auction proceeds. Alternative, I guess, would be like 1 diamond, 1 spade. I mean, I suppose 4 spades. I guess we could like splinter 4 hearts. 4 spades. Neither of us have any idea what's going on in any part of the bidding, so what's the downside? Well, I mean, I think bids like 4 spades over 1 spade are understood, right? That's a hand that wants to play game. Like, sure, it's supposed to be some hand without shortness because you're supposed to splinter with those game-forcing hands. So maybe we're supposed to splinter with this hand and we just pick one, bid 4 hearts. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But like in general, we want to avoid making bids that our partner doesn't understand is the way of things. So you want to make bids that your partner can actually visualize the hand you hold, or visualize a hand that is close to the one you hold, as opposed to like, I'm just making a random bid. Good luck, partner. Hopefully you can pick a contract that makes sense. That makes it really hard to have a constructive auction. I mean, in this case, South just has nothing. They have a singleton diamond, no key cards. They do have a fifth spade. That's nice, but that's about it. I mean, I guess I would be a little bit nervous on this auction over the 4 heart splinter with South's hand holding 4 small hearts, because North could have a hand that's like ace king fourth void, like ace king fifth king fourth. That seems like a very possible hand for North to hold. And I mean, we haven't made 12 tricks yet, but we're pretty close. We're definitely very close to making 12 tricks opposite that hand. So I don't know. This example is boring. South signing off no matter what. Well, I mean, maybe that's true, but I still think that these types of exercises are helpful in just like thinking a little bit more about how auctions go and what sort of problems you encounter in different systems, because that's kind of the purpose, not necessarily to like have a hand where there's a bunch of interesting decisions for both North and South. I think those hands are actually a lot less useful when everyone has interesting decisions, because then it's like, well, you could choose anything and one of them is probably going to work out. Like if we have this type of auction and North South end up in like 6 spades on this contract, or end up in 5 spades in one of these systems, then we can be like, okay, this is an example hand where the system's going to work out poorly. So let's try and understand why and break down why the system doesn't work out. So let's look at precision. It'd be more interesting to see what happens if South has a borderline hand. Well, I mean, then we would really need to define what the 4 diamond bid means. But that's getting more into like system construction. And I mean, look, more power to you if you enjoy system construction. Like personally, I don't. But I also think that it's not really the purpose of the exercise. It's mostly to try and figure out like where these systems struggle and where these systems really shine. And that's kind of what we're hoping to get out of it. Or at least that's what I'm hoping to get out of it. You can get out of it whatever you want. So precision-wise, North is going to open a strong club. Maybe North is worried with this hand in a precision context because the opponents could easily preempt in hearts. And that's not, like, that's really fine in the 2/1 context. Like, if we open a diamond on this North hand and the opponents preempt us up to, like, 3 hearts, we can just bid 3 spades and be pretty happy about the way we've described our hand. You know, I mean, it's kind of like a reverse. I mean, I don't think it's the perfect way of describing the hand. We don't get to show our hand in 2 bids. Partner might think that we're just, you know, 6-4 or something rather than 7-4 with much better diamonds than spades. But still, I mean, we're pretty happy we showed both suits. Whereas in like a precision club, if the opponents preempt hearts, like, now what? Now we bid 4 diamonds and just pray that we find a spade fit sometimes. So I think this is a little bit scary, but East is not going to bid. South will bid 1 diamond, showing some sort of negative. North can bid 2 diamonds, some sort of positive. And I guess South will bid 2 spades. I don't know what sort of sophisticated stuff precision has. Like, I kind of imagine North might just bid 4 spades here. South has denied, you know, an ace and a king. So it's not like South can have a hand where slam is good. Yeah, so it seems like 4 spades all pass. South ends up being the declarer, but that's not a problem. Not a problem for North, I guess. Okay. Let's see Polish club. Can I make something happen here? So North has 17. I mean, like, it's a really good 14 count. Or like 13 count, right? Ace, king, queen of diamonds, ace of spades. But it's like a fine 17. I'm going to say they don't upgrade. Let's say they open a diamond. A diamond, a spade. Now, I mean, this could easily be a 4 diamond bid for them. Because with North being limited, they can't really have some of these like super big hands because they would have opened at a club. So this would make more sense to me. And South, once again, will have an easy 4 spade sign off. I'm just taking this in, staring at it a little bit. Yeah, so it feels like the precision auction. I mean, we can look at the other auctions, right? They all take 4 bids to get to 4 spades and are all pretty descriptive about the north-south hands. The precision auction is obviously weak to a little bit of preemption because it takes longer to find their spade fit. So not that surprising. I mean, it's not like we learned anything that we didn't already know, but it's, I guess, another example that like 2 suited hands in precision are a little bit scary to bid. Strong 2 suited hands. Maybe for kind of similar to the idea of like why we don't open 2 clubs in a standard context with a 2 suitor, because these hands are scary to bid. But yeah, I mean, precision worked out just fine on this example. North-south do find their spade fit and end up getting to the spade contract, played from the same side. So, and I mean, maybe they have more sophistication as well. Like it's possible a club, a diamond, 2 diamonds, and like South can bid 2 hearts showing spades and 2 spades showing hearts or something like that. I feel like there are some precision players that play transfers in these spots. So maybe it ends up being okay as well.